joy. So a couple of days ago, I had posted on Instagram and Facebook about how I am going to start using this book, the Book of Happy, 250 Ways to a Happier You, to, I was just going to explore it to see, if any of these ways do make me happier. So I thought I would take you on this journey with me because I think it's kind of fun to do stuff like this. But before I go on this journey, I want to let you know that even though I'm using this book, I truly know where my truest joy comes from. And I was reminded of that in a birthday card from my dear friend Sophie. She's been my spiritual mother for years. She's really been, always been there for me. And she had sent me a beautiful birthday card, and I wanted to read to you what she had written to me. It was a quote from Saint Tikhon of Zadansk. So I'm going to read this to you. So Saint Tikhon says, "The human soul is a spirit created by God, and only in God, who has created it in his own image and likeness, can it find contentment and rest, peace, consolation, and joy. Once separated from him, it seeks for satisfaction from created things, but finds nothing." So what I wanted to convey to you, to everyone, is that I do know that my truest joy does come from my relationship with God, being in communion with God, that my spirit, my soul needs that in order to find its truest joy. And there's always one thing that always gets in the way of my truest joy, and that's me. I can live in fear. For years I had issues with fear and anxiety, and I really had to battle that. And the thing is, with fear, it separates you from God, because fear takes over your mind, body, and soul, and you're agitated in your spirit when you have fear. I couldn't think straight when I was fearful and full of anxiety. So trusting in God is that communion. Fear is what separates us. So fear and anger and bitterness and hatred. Guys, I can't tell you how many times the mantra of my life, one of my mantras was, "I hate my life, I hate my life." And you think, how can I hate something that's so beautiful, that God had given me, that God has given me, and it's just exquisite, and I, turn away from it. So, as you can see, I'm the biggest stumbling block between me and my truest joy. So my joy journey is all about finding joy, knowing that God has given me all these things, all these experiences for me to come closer to him. So that's what it's all about. So it's not me looking for pleasure in something else. It's me looking to see God in all things. And when you look at a flower, you can't help but see God in it. And when I hear my little granddaughter's 2-year-old sweet voice, God's in that voice too, and God's in her sweet little eyes and her sweet cheeks and the delicateness of her hands. God is in all of that. Or my grandson's beautiful face and his beautiful blue eyes. God is in that. And I have to recognize God God is in my grandchildren. So I have to recognize God in those sweet little people and the beautiful things around me that surround me, and thank him for those beautiful things. So when I post about something that makes me joyful, it is about recognizing that those things were a gift from God, and that I have to recognize the beauty that is surrounding me, which is a reflection of God. So I teach a Sunday school class, and we're talking about confession, and so of course the topic of sin comes up. And sin in the Greek means to miss the mark. So I always tell the children, it's not that you're good or bad, it's that when you miss the mark, you miss God. So anytime we miss the mark through hatred and anger and bitterness, we've completely missed it. But when we experience joy and love and peace and contentment and kindness and gentleness, we've hit that mark. We've hit that mark. We've hit that communion with God. And so, guys, like I said before, this journey is about my relationship with God. So starting in the next video, I will be doing the book of Happy. So in this book, there's a lot from the Eastern traditions, and I don't have a problem with that in my Christian faith because truth is truth. So if being still and having moments of quiet or meditation, it falls in line with my faith. You know, because if I don't have moments of stillness, how am I going to know God? You know, it's that stillness that reveals God to us. So, you know, I don't have a problem with that. Being in the very moment, well, the very moment is where God is. So if I'm in the future, I'm in the past, I'm not where God is. I'm like scattered. But if I'm in this very moment, so I don't have any problem with certain truths. And if something doesn't ring true to me, then I'll kind of give my own, you know, coming from my own faith, how I would apply certain principles or certain things, certain practices in this book. So guys, I hope that you join me in this journey. You know, go with me with the 250 ways. You know, who knows, it might help you. And keep on looking for joy in everything. You know that your truest relationship is seeing the divine in all things, and thanking God for every little thing that you have. You know, the home that you live in, or you know, the people that surround you, that are in your family. They are a blessing. They are a blessing from God, and a way to have a better relationship with God and have that true joy that comes from Him. So until next time, I hope you guys have a joy-filled day. Keep on looking for joy in every moment, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, bye-bye, guys.